Will We Talk?
Welcome everyone to Will We Talk, a podcast all about music. Later on in the show, we've got the brilliant Shade coming in, a Manchester band, to talk about what they've been up to. But today, we've got lots of special guests, including the two wonderful people who I didn't know were friends, booked separately opposite me. You got Olivia May, who we tried to decide how we were going to bring you in, Olivia May. You wanted to know as you're known as lots of different things. Performer is what we went for.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Make it sound like I've been like really divish about that. Like,
No, I like it. Go through the CV as what else we could have said.
You could have said singer.
Lovely.
You can maybe almost say voice actor.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Songwriter. You're not doing yourself a service, and the voice you can hear there is the brilliant Effi-Nicki, who joins us, musician, superstar. Thank you very much for both of you giving us your time today. So how do you two know each other?
Literally just uni, isn't it? Yeah, both went to the same music college.
Quality.
But yeah, I was on classical and you're on pop.
Oh, really? Did you ever you two steal each other's homework in any way to try and create this classical pop fusion?
No.
We had very different assignments.
And we were different years as well.
Yeah,
I was
we
a year
were different
above.
years.
So, but yeah, very different courses.
Yeah.
So it's quite
Well,
different.
thank you very much both for joining us. We're going to get up to some of the talking points that we've got set up, and we want to know your earworm of the week, the song you've listened to the most. But how has your week been, Effi-Nicki? You've been busy.
Yeah,
Busy.
I've been busy. So I released my debut single 2 weeks ago today.
Yeah.
And it's just been mad, really. I really wasn't expecting how much support I got or anything like that. So I've just been gigging, doing loads of open mics. Loads of people have been really positive about it. It's been on Radio 1, BBC Introduced. It's been mad. So
Tell us a little bit about the single then.
So it's called 24/7 Love. It's like an R&B soul pop song. I wrote it with Louise Sullivan, who's also the keys player and producer on the track. I wrote it a while ago, actually.
Did it take? Has it been different possible debut singles for you? Have you fallen in love with this one the most?
Thing is, whenever I write music, I'm always like, oh, it's good, and then after a while, I'm like, I hate it. This is never being released ever. But this was the first single where I was like, oh, maybe I actually could be an artist. Maybe I could release some music. Yeah. So, I just kind of picked this one. I was like, I'm going to do it because otherwise I'll never do it. Yeah. So, and I just went with it.
From knowing that was what you were going to wanted to do to actually releasing it, what kind of stuff did you have to do? Did you have to reach out to studios, producers? How did that work?
Well, it was during uni, really, when I was doing most of my songwriting, and especially this one was it was more for an assignment at uni. I kind of had to write a song, so it kind of just came out because of that. And then I realised I actually really loved the songwriting process, and I found I worked really well with Louise. So I was like, let's just keep this going. Obviously, not every song we've written together is amazing, but we'll just pick and choose the ones we like, and then hopefully go from there. But yeah.
Nice. So was there sort of nerves around it when you released?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But hopefully now, when you get Radio 1 plays, that's extraordinary.
Yeah, it really is. I really wasn't expecting it, especially because it was my first single. No one knows me or anything like that. I was just we'll see what happens. I'm easy, it's fine. I'm proud that I actually got it out, because knowing me, I would have just never done it if I didn't just set a date and just be I'm doing it. So.
Do you say also you were sort of preparing with some live gigs?
Oh yeah.
What have you been doing recently?
I've been doing a lot of open mics in the past 2 weeks. So I did Whiskey Jar. Did it twice actually. I wasn't meant to, but yeah.
For those who don't know, it is quite an experience, the Whiskey Jar open mic.
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
It is.
Brilliant. I
I have never been more nervous in my life. It's so weird because I think it's so vulnerable. Everyone's literally there watching you, and from doing gigs where I'm not singing my original stuff, sometimes I sing at weddings and stuff, I'm expecting everyone to be drunk. No one really cares. They just want to hear Mr. Brightside at the end of the day. Doing Whiskey Jar is so nerve-wracking for me, but it's so an amazing environment. Everyone's so wholesome.
Everyone's dead quiet though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Describe it to people. What is? It's an unbelievable environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is really lovely. The atmosphere is really great because everyone has to sit and listen and no one's chatting and getting rowdy drunk in the background. So it is really nice in that way. But yeah, like it is quite intense. Like when someone starts playing, it's like, no, you have to shut up.
Because it's full of people who either really, really love music,
Yeah.
songwriters themselves, so they want to pick up like tips and tricks and like hear how it's made. It's like watching a performance. Like I know it says that, but some open mic nights might be in a pub where you just get merry and just hear whatever.
Yeah.
But this one is very. I love it.
Yeah,
So,
so nice.
do you find that as well as performing it? Do you find it quite rewarding? Do you take stuff away from it?
Oh yeah, definitely, especially because the whole night is filled with like musicians who also are releasing their own music. It's so inspiring to see, and it's so nice to speak to other musicians who are in similar situations as you as well, because you know you're not alone. And it is hard being like an independent. I mean, I've lived it for 2 weeks, but it is hard being an independent artist. So it's nice like giving each other like tips, tricks, like just advice. So yeah.
Love it. And Olivia, how's your week been? How have you been?
Yeah, it's been fine. Yeah, I'm doing very much the like not being put in a artistic box, I guess you say, without making it sound like really wanky. But too many strings to my bow. So yeah, it's a lot of like doing bits like trying to book jobs as like a singer, and then also applying for jobs to get money and stuff like that in like marketing and stuff. But yeah, because obviously I was in a label before, and now I'm sort of deciding which route I want to go down. So
and
yeah,
what kind of
busy.
music stuff, as well as the songwriting and performing, what kind of stuff in the world of music do you also love to do?
Just as in like performing.
As in, like, I know, away from songwriting and performing, do you like the marketing side of it? Do you like the social media side of it? What stuff do you like?
Yeah, I really enjoy the marketing side of stuff, to be fair. It's like the opportunity to kind of just be really creative with like your brand and what you've got, or just depending on, like, for instance, when I worked at a label, depending on the artist, you can do some like really fun, like wacky stuff. Yeah, I love that side of it. Socials is, I know it's like a bit of a sort of divider for a lot of artists, and like some people love it, some people hate it. But yeah, I think if you get something going that's really good with socials and you find your niche, like it can be really fun and like really rewarding.
Have you done much of that with the single 24/7 Love, or are you still working on little bits there with what you're working on?
Definitely need to work on it. Like I was literally off the grid for like 3 years, and then I decided to release a song and announce a single launch gig in the same week. So
Were people surprised by that?
yeah, I think they were, but yeah, I definitely need to work on it. I am trying to like post as much as possible, trying to get like good content. I know people are like, you should post every day and stuff, but I feel like it's quality over quantity for me, I see. But yeah,
I know
it's
what you
hard
mean by
bit.
that. I still feel like that's kind of leading the, like, quantity is important, but if you can really take the time to make a great video,
Yeah,
I think that can
100%.
stand out.
Yeah.
So we do earworm of the week, which I guess for all of us will be 24/7 Love, so that's just guaranteed. So
Right.
let's go with the number 2 spot. What have you been listening to the most?
I've been listening to, I don't know why, I literally went like completely black when you said, like, I just could not think. But I've been listening to a lot recently, Ray's Royal Albert Hall album, because I
was
accidentally... You were there?
Yeah,
You were
Oh
there,
my
tell us-
God,
it was
crazy.
ridiculous.
I like accidentally watched it because it was on like just
Yeah.
after Christmas, and it was on after something that I'd had on, and me and my brother sat and watched it, and we were literally like, what the hell? And I wasn't like a massive Ray fan before, and now it's just like constantly on.
Something
So
about
good.
it. So it's just
So
her
good.
stuff. Has she reworked her stuff in any way, or is it just her stuff live?
She did it with an orchestra, so it was like completely
Yeah.
like arranged, like completely fresh, and it's just like the arrangement is really good. It's so good. It's literally like amazing.
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
and her performance just mad, isn't it?
Oh,
like,
she's
I can imagine
ridiculous.
live. It was insane.
Yeah.
What
So good.
have you listened back to it then? Have you?
Oh yeah. As soon as the live album was out, I was there listening to it. Like I was there, guys. I was there. It's fine. But yeah, she's just ridiculous. She's such like an inspiration of mine as well. So
bet, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's
crazy.
brilliant. I think I might be like sort of not naive, but I don't. With artists like yourself coming through, I often speak to a lot of like indie bands, and they all hype like Oasis, Stone Roses. They're like the ones that they want to be like, but not the ones you want to be like, or the ones that inspire them. Who are the people that you look up to then, as well as Ray, that you think, oh, one day what they've achieved is incredible. I'd love to be
Yeah.
at their heights.
Ray is massive for me. Amy Winehouse, definitely. Especially 24/7 Love was really inspired by Snow Allegra. And I was actually going to say my earworm of the week was On My Mama by Victoria Monet, who was at the Grammys, just won 3 Grammys. Yeah. So they're definitely like big inspirations to me.
Do you keep an eye on the Grammys? Because we are going to talk about them a little bit. I know when on the time of release it's a week or so old. Do you keep an eye on what happens?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's sort of like, I guess it's a big deal in some respects. So I think it's interesting to keep tabs on it. And like for some of the categories, like I don't listen to a lot of country music, but it's always interesting to like delve into new stuff. And sometimes it can be like a good place to start, I guess.
Yeah,
like looking at what's nominated.
On a show like that, some of the performances are great as well. Live performances from Dua Lipa and Billy Joel brought out a new tune. And like it's sort of the picture of the front of the past. But one of the things I was talking about is something that's caught my sort of TikTok. I'm in the algorithm of Taylor Swift's new album. If you don't know, she took to the stage to announce the brand new record, and there's a little argument going on with people online going, did she steal people's moment? Was it the right time to announce that the new record is coming? Some people in the audience looked a bit stunned, I think. What did you make of it, Olivia?
It's an interesting move. Like, I was quite surprised when I saw it. But then I guess, like, I mean, if you've got the platform there, literally, like, people... literally like waiting, like millions of people watching you and your fans, like what a time to announce an album, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's not like, I don't think you can get angry about it, can you?
Not getting angry about it. But it was fun to see other artists' face, because there was a sense of, they knew they were on camera, maybe a slight bit of dread because they knew maybe they had an album coming out this year as well, and they're like, oh no, brilliant. Would you be able to master a good sort of poker face, do you think, Effie?
A bit of a like.
I would like to say but it would be a no. I'd be like, oh, what the hell? But no, I'm not like, I don't know Taylor Swift that well, but because of all this coming to light, I've seen that apparently she's announced previous albums in other award shows and stuff like that. So I guess it's not really out of character for her to announce it during the Grammys, but obviously it is like a big, probably the biggest music award show. So I don't know how I feel about that.
This is interesting. Big week for Taylor Swift as well, with a partner possibly winning the Super Bowl. So there's lots going on there. Yeah. I'm sure the next week on Will We Talk, we'll be able to speak about the Super Bowl halftime show. Usher's doing it.
Usher, love Usher.
Yeah, wild.
That is I always love I don't know if you ever did this, but the Monday after the Super Bowl, I've no real interest in the actual game itself. Yeah. Just
the music.
Googling the halftime show.
Yeah.
Do you have any that you remember? Do you remember like...
I stayed up and watched Rihanna's last year.
Now that
was crazy.
That was really good.
And she was so pregnant.
Oh, like, I know. Yeah, and she could still move like that.
Yeah.
Like, respect.
Literally wild.
I know.
Yeah, that one's so good.
Probably Beyonce's.
I was about to say Beyonce's. Lady Gaga's.
Lady Gaga's was incredible.
Yeah.
There was a time where it became more of like a collective performance, but I loved it when it was just like Rihanna, unbelievable last year. It was literally just like, I know there's a couple of characters popped up, but it was Rihanna's halftime show.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, because wasn't it Coldplay's brought out Bruno Mars and Beyonce?
Yeah.
But like they've got such great hits anyway, so why?
I know,
why have you brought? I mean, it was still amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Usher's is this week, so we'll be able to reflect on that next week here on Will We Talk. Back towards 2024. What can we expect for the rest of your year then? The success of the first single. Are we straight into making record number 2?
I think so. I think I already know which song I want to release next, so it's probably it's already written. I think it's probably going to be released April time.
Nice.
I'm going to say that now. It's not going to happen, but it is. So I just want to keep writing, really. I don't really want to... I want to have like loads of songs to be able to pick from that I want to release, rather than just be like, oh, well, I'll just have to release this one. But
what is the best way, Olivia? I mean, working with your old label, I know these sort of work with ground level musicians who are just starting off. When it's trying to sort of... You try to grab people's attention by going, hi, look, I'm here, here's my music. But you don't want to release too much music. It's a tricky like little balance, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just like important to... I think sitting on releases is like, can be like, it can just mean that they go a bit dull. I think it's always good if you love something, you know it's really good, and like people you know, people have told you like they love it. Like it's good to like get releasing, and then I think a lot of it is also just like getting connected to people and meeting, like trying to get to know radio DJs and producers and that sort of thing, like sending it around, like not being shy. Like you can't be shy, can you? You've got to really like shout about yourself and say 100%. That your stuff is really good and like believe in yourself, and and then maybe post on socials.
Now, what about your songwriter? We mentioned your songwriting skills. What's that happening there? Is it going at the minute? Are you still performing? What?
It's something I really love, but I've just always been someone who wants to do like everything. So like I've wanted to do musical theatre, and I've wanted to do voice acting, and I've wanted to do songwriting, and I've wanted to do opera.
Opera?
Yeah. Well, that's what I trained in.
She's
really that was
really good. You're a great singer.
Yeah, well, that's what I trained in. So I've been like auditioning for some opera stuff recently. But so I'm very like I just need to pin myself down on like two things maybe.
When's the time do you think where opera and pop music or popular music might have another merge together where there is a coming together? Do you think that could ever happen? There's some kind of like hip hop or hip opera. Nice hip
And
opera.
I cannot. Yeah.
It started off with a good name, and it went backwards.
Yeah. And I was like hip hop. Yeah. It's actually anyway. And I can't remember who did it. It's like apparently it's like hilarious. Like it's not. I mean, I hope they're not listening, but apparently it's not amazing. But I can't remember who did it. I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. So maybe that's worth looking up.
Hip opera.
Yeah.
I love that.
But I don't know. I don't know if I'd back that. It's pretty wild. But like people like Caroline Polachek, I'm pretty sure she's like maybe classically trained in some way. Yeah. And she does some pretty like mad vocal stuff in her music. Oh, she has released like for some reason, like before her album, she released like a single that was an operatic song.
Wow.
Yeah. So she does some sort of like classical-esque like vocal stuff at times with some of her music. Just like in intros and stuff, which is pretty cool. So, I don't know. Maybe there's something to be said for like merging it in some way. But,
is it interesting because, open mics, we talked about that one, in the Whiskey Jar. Do you ever go and pop along and just blow people away with the opera?
No, I've never thought about that.
This shit needs to happen.
I did once do a gig at Albert Schloss, which was like 2 nights when it was their Bridgerton theme. And they just wanted like a random like opera singer like walking around to like give the atmosphere of like regal vibe.
No way. What was that like?
It's really funny. But like what's so interesting is like people's reactions is because they're either like really confused and feel like quite embarrassed and scared, or they're like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, which I didn't expect. I thought people would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you singing opera on like Friday night at Albert Schloss when I just want to like hear like really good tunes? But yeah, people were literally like, whoa, this is crazy, which is quite interesting. Yeah.
That's class. Now for 2024, Effi-Nicki, can we talk about any live dates we can expect? Is there anything in the pipeline for you? Are you doing all this by yourself at the minute, or have you got someone who's helping you out in terms of management, or people looking to sort you? No.
All by myself.
Oh, you say
all
so?
by myself, yeah. I mean, I've got friends and people, like other musicians, helping me out, like giving me advice and stuff. But for live gigs, I've got my single launch gig tomorrow. Is that off the Square?
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. I've got 2 like incredible supports. I think it's just going to be like a really wholesome environment because I'm going to be able to obviously sing 24/7 Love with like a full band and everything. But also,
what is your band setup?
Drums, guitar, bass, keys. And like I have a lot on track because I love adding like strings and brass. I like just make it as dramatic as possible. I love it. So those are all on track. I wish I could be like Ray and have like a full orchestra with me, but I can't. So one day. So yeah, I got like a big setup, but it's going to be amazing.
So that would be amazing, but unfortunately by the time this comes out, that's already happened.
I know.
We'll just keep up to date with your socials and hopefully with another live date soon.
I mean, I'm doing like me and a guitarist are doing a little set at Disorder on the 29th of Feb.
Lovely.
But yeah, just hoping to get like a few more dates booked in.
Brilliant.
Other than that,
that's quality. And now, where can we keep up to date with what you guys get up to? Olivia, hopefully you're going to do some more stuff with us here at Will We Talk. But what are you on in terms of socials? What can we find you?
I always forget this. I'm Olivia May, but the A in Olivia is a 4. So I
Oh,
made it
nice.
when I was like,
Well, the link will be in the
15,
description.
so-
Don't worry, I won't leave anyone on the list. And where can we listen to 24/7 Love?
Everywhere, Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music, wherever you want. Yeah.
And again, every single link is in the description. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
you.
for
And
having
hopefully,
me.
whenever you've got more music come out, just pop along. Let's talk about it on the sofa. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
You two can just catch up whilst
I know.
I tell you what's
Beautiful.
coming up next. There's a band called Shade who are brilliant. They're going to be joining us in a few moments' time to talk about their 2024 and what they're going to get up to. Don't go anywhere. Hello, you. Are you enjoying this podcast? Brilliant. Do us a favour, make sure you hit the subscribe button below if you're watching on YouTube. If you are listening on Apple and Spotify, give us a little 5-star review and a follow. It really does mean the world to everyone who puts on this amazing pod. And we are going to be releasing weekly Will We Talk episodes for you. Welcome back to Will We Talk. We have got our artists in the spotlight. Joining us on the couch, they've all squeezed in. They're called Shade. Give yourselves a round of applause, gents. How are you? Yeah, I love that.
How you doing?
Right, let's give a little summary of who we've got on the couch.
So I'm Luke. I'm the lead singer, rhythm guitarist, and songwriter.
Lovely to
I
see you,
am
Luke.
Adam, the bass player and backing vocalist and marketer and director.
Marketer as well. I
Yeah.
love that.
Manager. He does a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Holds us together.
My name is Matt McCartney. I play keys and I'm the better backing vocalist out of us two.
I love it. Now, Shade, as we know it, had a little change about 3 or 4 months ago with Matt coming in.
Best thing he ever did.
Best thing he ever did. Did you replace someone or was Matt just an addition?
So Matt was just quite a new member. We've always been like this very 4-piece rock and roll sort of band. But when we record our songs, we've always got like synths and these backing sounds, and we're either going to go backing tracks, which we didn't want to do. We wanted to keep it quite live and real.
Yeah.
So we decided to get Mac in.
Yeah, nice.
This gentleman in, didn't we?
Yeah,
And Matt, was it the best decision you've ever made?
Yeah, 100%. It's been great.
I've
I've done. You know, I have.
trained, didn't he?
I have. I've done a lot over these 3 months.
It's been great for him.
Yeah, I've loved it.
I've never done an interview before.
No, it's great. It's great.
We didn't see you.
smashed
He's
it,
been
by the
outside
way.
crying before this.
You mentioned that you were sort of like a 4-piece indie band. Where your influences, were they sort of standard, or were they, you know, when you look up to certain bands, or
see-
did you just... You mentioned with that bush a lot, by the way. I've got to say,
Yeah,
Adam, what's going on?
I quite like the feel
Adam
of
loves
it,
his
to be
bush.
honest.
That bush has been swaying from side to
Adam
side.
loves
That's going to fall over in a minute, Adam.
I'm going to leave it alone
Leave
now.
the bush
Sorry.
alone. If you see him, put in the comments, bush watch. Bringing down the whole set. Who are your sort of inspirations?
So we argue over this all the time because within the band, everyone likes someone completely different.
That's great.
So I'm very Beatlesy. I love McCartney as a songwriter. I love the whole Manchestery sort of scene. But I listen to a lot of metal, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like it's very varied. You're into.
Yeah, well, I was brought up on my dad's sort of record collection. He
Nice.
in love with Paul Weller. Would probably marry him if he could. The Jam, sort of maybe a bit of Scar as well.
Yeah.
You Bob Dylan, don't you?
I like my Bob Dylan as well.
Bob Dylan.
So, yeah, I've just touched the bush again.
Bing. Right, Mac, what about you? What
He's
are
a bit
you
less
into?
credible.
I love the 1975.
Yeah,
I think
love
the
it.
best band in the world, and Matt Healy's the best frontman to ever live.
Now,
And he never
you
talked
mean that,
about
yeah.
it.
You know
love
what?
him.
He means it with all his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think
You're
they're
going to
great.
Prague to see him soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, it's Prague.
Oh, fucking hell, Prague, unbelievable for a venue.
Never
Class.
Mate, I went to see Blink-182 in Prague in September. Booze at
See?
the arena.
There's another great band.
Booze at the arena. £3. Like,
We-
£3.
I went.
Why are arenas in this country, in the UK?
Yeah.
so
Shite.
I
How
went to
much
watch
did you
Pe- I
pay
went
for
to
a
watch
pint of
Peter
ale?
Kay 2 weeks ago, and it was 2 ciders, like £18.
Yeah, mad.
Crazy,
cried.
innit?
I found a 70p pint in Prague.
Did you?
Yeah, we stayed there for like the whole weekend. It was
Yeah,
great.
mate, you did cut it out of Prague. Well, that's nice and a little bit of everyone enjoying different music. But when you're coming together, how does that, especially with Mac now being influencing you there with the keys, have you changed your songwriting ways
No,
at
I
all?
think the best way I do it is I'll write a song in basically black and white, and then I'll bring it into the band and they'll colour it
Colour it
in
in.
their own ways, because it's not just mine. Then it's got everyone's sort of touch on it in different ways. So it
When-
makes it a bit less rock and rolly, just sort of one way, doesn't it?
When we've wrote in the past, we've always wrote with the idea of keys in mind,
Yeah.
and then when it's come to a live performance, never been able to really, there's always that something missing, and then
Well, there's keys in a few of the recordings.
Well,
aren't
that's
there?
it, we
Like
could
the
never-
the
we
earlier
always like-
ones.
how are we going to get this out without?
Yeah.
you know, the fifth member is just taking more money off us. Like.
we don't fit the car anymore.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Yeah, what were the little additions then? You come fit in the car. What about a stage setup? Did you have to worry about where you're going to go?
Fucking nightmare.
They played one gig in Scunthorpe, right? It's not a tiny stage, but
No, it was a decent
we
for what
were
it
like,
was.
but
It was
we
decent
walked and we
stage.
was like, oh shit, how do we do this now?
He decided to buy the world's biggest fucking keyboard. And
Yeah,
it's,
you got a big keyboard, yeah.
it don't fit in the car.
Yeah,
We had to put
What's your keyboard face? Do you look up or could you have to stay looking down?
Sort of a bit like. I mean, I think it's good when I'm doing it, but when I look back, I feel.
He looks very
doing-
nervous.
It's a bit like. More like frowny.
More like a,
It's like in the zone. You know what I mean?
But are you looking? Can you look up? Or do you have to constantly
Yes,
like-
it depends what song I do because some of them are quite fast. There's a lot of
yeah.
pressure on me with these. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
these have
Yeah,
been
he
doing
was-
it for
he
God
was
knows
Just
how long.
dancing about
Yeah,
singing the
yeah.
songs.
I've got to put the work in.
I love it.
yeah, I've only got 4 strings. Mine's not too bad.
Yeah, you're not super at all. I think that's class. And with the songs that are already out, I know you're mentioning there's possibilities of new tracks coming whenever that might be. You're building up to a big gig in Academy 3, which is a great venue. Tell us a bit about that.
So it's been building up over years, haven't we? With
Yeah.
the headlines. So we started off. Where was the smallest one we did? With,
Off
off the square.
Yeah.
Then we built up over a few months and moved up to.
Deaf
Deaf
Institute.
Institute.
We've
Yeah.
always had
Yeah.
Academy 3 in mind, like for our sort of.
It's a great venue. So
No one would give it us, so eventually Scruff of the Neck give it us.
it's been
So-
begging a lot of promoters saying, please, can we have this
Give us
gig?
it, give us it. Is the pressure now?
I wouldn't say there's pressure.
No.
I think tickets are going up, pretty well.
It'll all work
We're
out.
doing
in the end.
stuff like this to sell more
Yeah, do
tickets,
you know what I mean?
Joe. You know what I mean?
Look down the camera and tell us buy tickets.
Listen, buy a ticket.
We're going
to
to get
our
in
show.
trouble if you don't
Yeah.
buy tickets.
What about that bush for the show?
You know what? This is
Can we
coming
take
with
it on
me.
stage at Academy 3?
Yeah, just flick it now.
Adam's nervous bush.
in the corner. Talk to us about where you're from. Are you from Chadderton, Failsworth? I mean, that sort of area for people who are watching and don't know, sort of like Oldham Way.
Yeah.
Is that where you like the roots of who you
Failsworth
are?
massive
we're
we are.
from Failsworth, aren't
Yeah.
we? But
Yeah.
we're rehearsing Chatham because there's loads of mills up there, so it's a
Yeah.
bit out of the way.
Yeah, if my brother was here, he'd say we're from Moston, which we are, but we live in Failsworth now.
I
Unfortunately.
still think that's quite nice to hold that little bit of identity in what you do.
And then we've got the posh boy, our guitarist, is from Glossop.
Yeah.
Glossop?
He'd
He acts
be,
like
he'd be
he's working
wasted on
class,
this
but he's
pod. He
not.
doesn't say a word.
Manchester College, I found him.
Nice.
Found him in like one of the back. Well, you did.
I found him smoking outside the
bins.
bins. He looks like John Lennon and Slash had a kid. It's brilliant.
Does he really?
Exactly
Yeah.
like it, yeah.
That's quality. And with Matt coming in and performing live, have you tried to do a lot of gigs just to make sure you're ready for it, or how's that?
You know what? No,
Work.
we've just been rehearsing.
We
3-4
rehearse a
days a
lot in
week
the
constantly.
evenings.
Yeah.
When we do rehearse, it's
mean,
not
I've
like
done
the real
some.
thing.
I've done one.
Yeah.
He's
Up
done
to
one
now.
gig. He didn't mess up either. So.
No, I didn't.
Fair enough.
Quality. Have you got any more gigs before the Academy?
Sheffield?
We
We
have
headlined
played
Sheffield, don't we?
Sheffield 8th of March. we're
Record
playing
Junker.
Record Junker, the independent record store. So any Sheffield heads around.
Get involved.
Possibly
turn
tram
up,
lines. So
Oh, yeah,
if you missed
tram
that
lines,
one,
yeah.
we'll be back in Sheffield.
But we might not be able to tell you that one.
Yeah, keep it all coming. When it comes to then starting to get traction, like social media's class, you get on top of that. Is that coming to your sort of your role outside of music, where you're in the world of marketing? Have you brought anything?
Yeah,
of
I
your
mean-
knowledge into a band.
We always say that being a musician, it's not just playing the guitar
of
and
course
writing
not.
tunes.
Jobs, aren't you?
You've got to be the market. You've got to be the social media expert, videographer,
Therapist.
photographer, definitely therapist. It's just, I picked it up. I didn't do it as a
I think
degree.
you more started with the band, got into it, learned
Yeah.
a lot from it, and then went from there.
So, we speak to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Worked with a couple of record labels over the past few years. We sort of learn as we go along, but I think we're all sort of picking up good
Yeah.
bits of advice.
For 5 years, we've not had a clue what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Why
now.
do
still-
you think? Do you have like a plan now?
We have a 12-month plan.
Now
Don't
we
go
do.
further than that.
We never
Are you
used
involved
to.
in making the 12-month plan?
Not really, no, but
I
I just sort of do as I'm told.
It's
you
just
know
me
what I
and
mean?
him, Gross. It just causes havoc.
Yeah.
otherwise, doesn't it, with the other members.
Yeah. So our kid's the drummer.
Yeah.
And there's a reason he's not here.
Yeah.
Why? What's he like? Why?
Oh
Nutter.
my god.
He's a nutter. He is a nutter.
But
And
in a good way, or?
Yeah, he's great. He's just in small doses.
yeah. So we've got 2 pods on the way. This is one of them, and the other is a different one. I forgot the name
Yeah,
of
so
it.
he's doing that one.
So he's doing that one.
Doing
Yeah.
that one.
So we thought we'd test the waters here now.
Yeah.
We'll do the good one first.
Yeah.
That was what it was.
So Oliver,
Get
if you're
that
watching
one.
this, we're doing this podcast today. We've not told you about it.
You say
Hi, Oliver.
Is he your brother? Did you say?
Yeah.
We don't
What's
know.
that like on stage?
That's good. No, on stage it's great, to be fair.
To be fair, you bring him back down to earth sometimes,
Yeah.
you can't, but he also winds him up to the point of he'll walk out of rehearsal shouting
But that's
and
my
screaming.
responsibility, isn't it?
Are you older or younger?
Older.
To the older ones,
Yeah.
you've got to be more level
It's like
headed.
there's a big. So I'm 26. He's 18. That's the
You're
gap.
18 years
He's only here because he looks younger, to be fair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I look 17.
He looks 17.
But what old were you, Luke?
I'm 23.
23.
Yeah.
Where did you all meet?
This is a weird one, to be
Yeah.
fair. So me and his brother Oliver and some other guy I met in school. We used to do like pub gigs around Failsworth for years.
Nice.
And then we went to Manchester College. We met Ben, brought him into the band. And then our bassist at the time, he left for the army. So he said, I'll fill in for a gig, and he won't leave now. So we just stuck with him.
That's happy days. But there's a sense of the fact that you love it.
I love it. After the first, I think it was at Breadshed, weren't it? Like
Yeah, I played
4
Breadshed,
years ago.
didn't
I come off today, I was like, oh, fuck it, do you want me to stay on?
I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
He's
And
here
I went, I'm
anyway.
not leaving anyway, so
I think you got to sort of love it because it is a graft, isn't it?
it is,
God,
you know.
yeah.
We,
You think it's all glory and that it's horrible being in the band, isn't it? Being in the back of vans.
no, it comes with sacrifice. I think, you know, all the bands that are around now will know that, you know, you have to give up
Everything.
other things to make this work. But, you know, it's well at the moment.
Yeah, quality. So let's talk about the business end of it. Let's get people listening to the tunes. What music have you got out that people can go listen to?
So we've got an Interstellar EP out that was out like last year,
4-track
wasn't
EP,
it? Yeah, that's great. And then we've got about
great,
6
that.
singles. 6?
Yeah.
So there's a lot
Yeah.
to get at.
There's
Yeah,
about
enough.
10 tunes on our Spotify at the
About
moment.
7 of them are good.
Can't say
can.
that. You got to say all 7.
They're all
7 are great.
fantastic.
And then we do have a single coming out very soon. Shall I tell them the date?
It's coming out on the 18th of March, I think.
it's not.
It's not coming on the 18th of March.
15th of March.
15th of March.
15th of March.
Is it?
Is it?
What?
Why don't
it
you
is.
just say mid-March?
It's a Friday. I know that one.
15th of March.
15th of March.
15th of March is a Friday. Definitely.
It's definitely coming out on that day.
The tune's coming out on the 15th
Yes.
of March.
Mac, when's it coming out?
15th of March. I didn't even know
Good
this.
lad, no messing
I had no
about.
clue. I had no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've took a bit of a different, not too different music-wise, but like with the assets for the
Yeah.
single cover, we try to go, I don't want to say poppy, but to a certain degree where we try to take ourselves less serious with our covers, with our videos.
Yeah, of course.
We want to be more approachable, I
Yeah, we
think.
want to be a bit of a
Nice.
fun band. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
We want that sort of Manchester swagger that we've still all
Yeah.
got.
And
We're
how do you
trying to-
mean with the videos? What do you mean by that? Your music video changed a bit, the ideas and stuff.
So
Yeah,
so Luke wrote the tune around the idea of what the music video would be, which I think is quite a cool concept.
That is a cool concept.
We can't come up with ideas for music videos, so if we work
Yeah.
backwards.
But say, you know, our videos are funny, and they're all filmed in Failsworth. We wanted to like keep them close to home.
100%, that's what you should do
So
as
it's, you
well.
know, we filmed Elusive Dreams in the church where my mum was
Yeah.
married.
Wow.
I think my brother was christened there, so you know, we filmed in the pub in
Yeah.
Nag's Head, which we love the Nag's
Yeah,
Head.
yeah.
And we left a picture of us in the church on the altar. It was a picture of Jesus.
Oh
we
yeah,
put
we
a
put
picture
our
of
picture
us
in it. We did.
it, and we left it there for the next day
Yeah.
when he had a service.
Might
Picture
still
of
be
us on
there.
the altar.
Might still be praying about us, you know.
That's why you got so much look at him, innit? You're looking down on you. Gents, thank you very much for coming in and talk to us about when the music does come out. The Shade, I bet if you pop that on Apple or Spotify,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
comes
All
up.
capitals,
All
always capitals.
Always capitals. And the tickets for Academy.
They'll be in our bio.
In our bio, going Fat Soma, Shade, Scruff for the Neck, 23rd of March. We want to see you there.
Do you want to touch the bush one last time?
I do. And also, Joe, I've got
Oh,
your
God,
present.
I've got the
mate.
bush. Is
Go
it
on,
any
touch the
good?
bush.
Oh, what?
Max,
Still
touch
love
the
the
bush.
Touch it, Max.
Feel that bush.
Get it, get
Go on.
give it. Well done, mate.
That's great.
You
And
well
Joe,
done.
that's coming back
I
with
really
us.
enjoyed
You
that.
smashed it.
Just before we leave you,
Let's
mate,
have a look. Love it.
we got you a roller t-shirt.
Oh, let me have a brilliant look at this. Let me just put it in front of the camera like that. I'll say my goodbyes like this. How's it looking?
We guess with the size, so don't be offended if
I'm
you.
a big lad, don't you? Hey, listen, thank you very much to Shade. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Thank you very
much. Right. This has been Will We Talk. We're back next week for another Artist in Spotlight and a panel who will join us. And just do us a favour, subscribe to the channel. And all the artists that you see, try and show them as much love and support as you possibly can. And go and see them live. Cheers, gents.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
See you in a bit.